No man can see clearly without ya. He is my guide and my protector. That's why me love him more than words can express. Or you won't pick me up from all of them next. I never let go. I never let go. God will never let me down. He's the driver of my vehicle. I never let go. Because I shall give me the strength, Mr. No. God will never let me down.
We burn a fire, pana we got Babylon and the free talk could have never get me down. And though they try to use me and abuse me, I leave them with the frown. We burn a fire, pana we got Babylon and the free talk could have never get me down. And though they try to use me and abuse me, I leave them with the frown. When I lay down on my bed, when I thought about the God I serve and all I'm going through, as the memories rush down through my mind, it brought tears down to my pillows. Saying to myself, I must rise and go and testify. 'Cause man was made to serve God, and together we live forever.
Them a push it further. Oh no, you don't know who they are and them you never heard of. But tonight, no fuss, no fight. Let's get together and all unite. Oh God, Jenny love we are deal with forever. So Jenny love ya me brother, yeah, forever and ever. Jenny love ya me sister, yeah, forever and ever. Stop chant. No youth are dead, be hungry hours. While the rich up and the innocent some pampas. The greatest thing we have love in your heart. Make sure you're the Almighty God now go part. People do your things and make you a wicked thoughts. But from it wickedness we just can't. No, no. So the youth them done the war, them are pushed it further. Oh God, so you don't know who they are and them you never heard of.
See that everything is so of my vision, the woman on my mind, she is so fine. I never leave her lonely in this judgment time, she is so fine. I never make her crazy, I never make her cry, she is so fine. She's my
oh, you and you alone, do the things you do, so clever. I've never seen no one like you, oh baby, oh never. When you're in my arms, I could never feel much better. Keep you safe and sound. I wanna spend my whole life with you forever. Come stay with me, girl. Don't play with my love. I love for you to treasure. Oh,
For you make a move, put one in your belly. For you make a right, put one pan your willy. And no little bit a man say him cold and chilly. Look for them, tell me them a than a hate killy. Listen me no Tom, listen me no Billy. Listen me no Noel, check out the Philly. Before you approach no axilly, me I tell you, all over the world man and woman are dying because of disease. I don't wanna be a HIV victim. Oh Father please, all over the world man and woman are dying because of disease. I don't wanna be a HIV victim. Oh Father please.
See me in my heels and ting. Them checks say we hip and ting. True them no know and ting. We have them going and ting. Now pop no style. All strictly roots. Now pop no style. All strictly roots. I'm still in love with you, boy. I'm still in love with you, boy. It's not that I don't love you. You know how much I do. And it's not that I found somebody to take the place of you. But it's just the feel within me when you touch my hand, and a fear that shakes my body, and I don't understand, so I'm leaving. This time I played it smart. I'm gonna walk away from love before love breaks my
I wonder how you send your little youth go to school when every day you're there on corner a shop and cutting tool. See me every hour, every time when me pass. I for wonder if your eyes them a magnifying glass. See me now make you look on me class. Them dark me I for wonder if it aspire you a word for your boss. And every day you tell me let her thing me I for wonder if you cripple or you want something. Man off for me, man off for me, man off for me. Don't take your eye off for me, take your eye off for me, eye off for me. Eye off for me, don't take your eye off for me. Don't take your mind off for me, mind off for me, mind off for me. Don't take your eye off for me, eye off for me, eye off for me, eye off for me. Don't take your eye off for me. Just say by the sweat.
Rise up, my people. This is no time to invest in a war. Rise up, my people. If you not love, well, you won't reach far. Rise up, my people. Put your brother in front of money, house and car. Rise up, my people. I listen, I see on the earth and the moon and the stars. I see my brothers falling to the ground out there. Don't want to see my sisters acting like clown out there. Coming on like how them youth ya a program run. All in a them head and does destruction. That's why me try my best to teach them in a me song. No wrong with the earth and the
Ladies and gentlemen, we will start our meeting soonest. We just asking those persons who are part of those candidates who will be part of tonight's meeting to take their seats on the platform. Please, we'd like you to do so now. Thank you.
we need is love. And what we need.
Our candidates who are here, we have some seats on the platform. If you can just fill them in, we'll be grateful. Thank you very much. Our candidates who are here and would like to rest your feet, we have some seats on the platform. We ask you to occupy them now. Thank you.
Vice versa, love. Come on and get it. Vice versa, love. forklift, hustling day and night on the wharf. Have you ever worked a taxi? Sleeping on the street side all night long to find some food. So tell me where you get your bread, Mr. Southern. Tell me where you get your bread each time you lift your knife and talk. Tell me where you get your
Thank you,
bread,
Mr. DJ. Thank you very much.
Tell me where you get your bread.
West St. George, good evening. Brothers and sisters of NDP, good evening. Yeah, that song good. Trust me. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, NDP supporters from everywhere, let me invite you to West St. George now that you're here and welcome you to an activity with a 2-in-1 where we will launch our candidate, the first ever homegrown West St. George candidate for the New Democratic Party, Kashaka Cupid, and also the launch, also the opening of our office. But ladies and gentlemen, the good book says where 2 or 3 are gathered in his name, he is in the midst. So what we'll do at this time, we'll just ask Pastor Bascom to come and invoke God's blessings on our proceedings. Give him a round of applause, please, as he comes. Come on.
Praise the Lord. Let us bow our heart before our Father. Our Father, this evening, we thank you for your grace and your mercies. We thank you for your love. We are glad because you are our God and we are your people. This evening, we gather here because of your goodness and your love towards us. We thank you, Father, because of your mercies, we are not consumed. And Lord, this afternoon, we pray your presence. We ask your blessings upon our lives. Oh God, we look to you who is our help, knowing that our help cometh from the Lord who creates the heavens and the earth. Father, we thank you, Lord, for this office space. We ask you, my Father, that you will bless it in the name of Jesus. And those that are part of this office and will be working in this office, we ask God for unity. We pray for oneness, for unity is strength. I pray, my Father, in the name of Jesus, that they all will come together with one aim and one desire, Lord. And as they will work together, we declare favors upon the constituency of West St. George. We declare in the name of Jesus that you, oh God, will look down upon us and you will hear our cry tonight. I pray in the name of Jesus for our dear candidate, Mr. Cupid. I ask you, Lord, your blessings upon his life and upon his family and upon all those that is supporting him. I pray tonight, God, that you will strengthen him. I know the task ahead, it's not easy, but with you, oh God, I know he will be able to overcome. I ask this evening, Lord, your blessings upon all the supporters and all the members of the New Democratic Party that is here this evening. May your blessings be upon them. I pray your protection, Lord, upon every individual that is here. I pray, Father, that you will protect them. There will be no accident, no incident in the mighty name of Jesus. Lord, we give this place to you and we pray, Lord, you will bless it and that you will sanctify it, that many people from the community will come, oh God, to this office and they will be blessed, and many people will come and will be encouraged. I pray, my Father, your blessings this evening on the procedures, and whatever we do or say, God, your name will be glorified. Bless every heart, we pray this evening, in Jesus' name. And everybody say amen and amen. Give the Lord a round of applause, for truly he is good, and his mercies endureth forever. God bless you.
And give Pastor Bascom a round of applause, please. Another homegrown preacher from right here. Ladies and gentlemen, may we all remain standing as we recognize the anthem of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, please. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank all of you for coming here this evening. And I know the crowd will build as we start, as this tonight's meeting progresses. And I know one of the reasons why all of you are here is because you want to hear the plans and the programs of the new Democratic Party whenever the bell is rung and whenever the elections are called. And whenever the new Democratic Party wins the election, you'll hear the plans and programs that is going to take St. Vincent and the Grenadines forward. Don't you think so? And we have our platform speakers here. Will definitely do all of that for you this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point, we're just going to ask those persons who are taking part in the meeting if we can just fill up the seats on the podium. We'll be grateful. Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have decided that we're going to circle West St. George and give holistic support to all of the candidates whom within this local, whom Dr. Friday has put together, carefully put together, the best team for any political party in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. He has done it this time. If you think that is so, let me hear you say, yeah, yeah. We have the best team ever put forward by any political party in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And this will be going forward for the next elections. Trust me. And we have what it takes to ensure that we win. Ladies and gentlemen, after saying that we're going to run the constituencies that are bordering West St. George, we have East St. George, we have Mariaqua, we have East Kingstown, and we have those persons who are going to speak with you and for you tonight. And what they're going to do, like I mentioned before, and I continue to harp this, that they are coming here to tell you the plans and programs for the new Democratic Party come the next elections. So at this point, we're going to ask our first speaker to come forward. Is a lady who's no rabbit when it comes to speaking, and when it comes to speak the truth, and when it comes to talk about the new Democratic Party and the plans for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Give it up for Sister Lavon Velox, come on, candidate for East St. George.
Good night to West St. George. Honorable Dr. Godwin Friday, President of the New Democratic Party and leader of the opposition, other parliamentarians, candidates, residents of West St. George, guests who have come in to hear what we have to say tonight. Welcome, good night. Tonight, we are here for this momentous occasion. Shaka's first office. We don't know if he's going to have two, but this is the first office he has ever had as a political candidate. So I'd like to congratulate Shaka and his amazing team on the opening of the constituency office, and y'all should be proud of yourselves. Great job. East St. George has come to meet West St. George, and I'm here for many reasons. Every day of my life, I walk in West St. George. Every single day of my life, I walk in West St. George. I could almost campaign for Kashaka, because the boundary is right outside my house. Anytime I step over the middle of the road, I'm in West St. George. But Shaka, I have to tell you, that road ain't there so good. It needs fixing. So what we're going to do is we're going to collaborate on it, because a certain gentleman about 10 years ago, 15 years ago, said to me, because it's the boundary, nobody know who to fix it. So it's always in bad condition. We'll do better than that. We'll get it done. Tonight, I'm home. I was born in West St. George, just a few yards up the road in Daphne, across the river from my brother Terry, in an old wooden house with a plum rose tree and a breadfruit tree over it. It's no wonder plum roses are my favorite fruits, and breadfruit I could eat all day, every day. Just up the road also is a favorite stomping ground of ours where we used to play and bathe in the river. It's called Deep Hole, but I don't think it's there anymore. It's probably filled up by now. But as children, we played there. And we had great times as little children. And then a little further up from there in Gome is the spa. Is the spa. A lot of people think that the spa is only for drinking water. But when we spent time with our Aunt Rosa just above the spa, we drank it, we cooked with it, we bathed in it, and we made some good lemonade with it. When I moved from Gome and went to live in New Montrose, I lived with the Williams family, and they are from Gome too. And every Saturday, all the Williams brothers came to Gome to the spa to get water because they couldn't drink any other water. So spa water is in our bones. And for those of you who haven't tried it, please do so. That's a prime spot for tourism in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I was raised in New Montrose between the Williams family. They would be Shaka's blood relatives and my adoptive family. I joined them since I was 2 years old and have always been sister, niece, cousin, aunt, depending on who you're speaking to at any given time. We're as clannish as they come, and we have each other's backs always. My birth father was Edgar Cannon Gibson. He was a butcher and a farmer. I'm sure a lot of people know him. And it was because of him he planted bananas. So when I placed 14th in the common entrance exam, it was scholarship and entrance back then, I got a banana scholarship to attend the girls' high school. Those were the days when banana was king and referred to as green gold, because Every week, a shipment of bananas left St. Vincent and the Grenadines for England, and we got top dollar for our bananas. The 4 Windward Islands came together, formed Windban, and they exported as a group. This country was known for farming. And because of farming, especially banana farming, a lot of farmers were able to build lovely homes, and they were also able to change their pickups every year or two, because that part of the agricultural economy was very lucrative. The country was also known for its root crops. Every week we would ship Tanyas, Edos, Dasheen, sweet potatoes, ginger to Trinidad. And some would know Alban Edwards, who also exported black belly sheep and goats. So we had a good bartering business with Trinidad. Our farmers would take down goods and they would bring back up stuff from Trinidad to sell. It happens till this day. The only problem is the foreign exchange. St. Vincent back then was booming because of agriculture. But the government we have now is not interested in farming. They would prefer the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines to sit behind desks and work. But they keep forgetting that we are a developing country and we need all hands on deck for our country to progress. The farmers and fisher folk for food security, the skilled workers to construct homes and other buildings, the mechanics to maintain our vehicles. We have a country to rebuild after 2.5 decades of neglect. So an NDP government led by Dr. Friday will take skills training seriously, because we have a lot of young people who are unemployed, and our youth guarantees them that before the end of the first term, they would either have a job, an apprenticeship, or would have the opportunity to learn a skill so they can earn a decent living. That is the NDP's promise to our young people. We can't afford to throw out leaking faucets when all that is needed is a washer replaced. We have to do better than that. Suddenly, we're hearing that farmers are getting 75% duty-free concession on pickups. Well, that was in long time. That was in long time. But it seems as though only a few know, maybe just family and friends, and so they kept in a little corner. But what is the motive? Is it because elections are around the corner? Is it because they want to get votes? All farmers seem to have no honor in their own land, except when elections are looming and they need them to vote. So they give them a little something to entice them. That is not your value. You, the farmers of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, are worth a lot more. In East St. George, that's my constituency, again, under the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries, y'all would have been hearing about rainforest. So in December last year, I heard something about rainforest building a retail outlet on their compound in Caliacua. To me, that was ridiculous. They got all kinds of duty-free concessions to come into St. Vincent and the Grenadines to process and export fish, not for sale on the local market. There's a fish market right there in Caliacua. What's going to happen to those fishermen? What's going to happen to them? They have families to feed. Some people seem to think that rainforest will not be a threat. Well, it would, because rainforest is a multinational company. It's all over the Caribbean. They can swallow up the fishermen in Calico in one gulp. But when I heard about it, with Dr. Friday's blessing, I wrote to the planning department because a lot of people voted for me last election. So I see myself as their representative in East St. George, and I have to represent them. So I wrote to planning in December 2024 with my objections, citing traffic congestion, unfair competition, depriving fishers of a livelihood, and things like that. There was also a petition signed by people in Calico, but the board met, and they said the objections and the petition were not strong enough to stop the project. So the plans were approved and construction has started. Well, we, the people of Calico, will have to keep harping on it so that we can get better for the people of Calico. Last week in Parliament, you would have heard my chairman, Honorable Daniel Cummins, ask a question about the rainforest on my behalf. And the Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries said, rainforest is not here to compete. They're not here to compete. They are here to complement. Complement who? Complement sandals? It couldn't be anything else. They're not going to compliment the fishermen. They're actually boxing food out of the mouths of our fishermen. We can't sit down and allow that to happen. This is direct competition with locals, yet the ministry say they are there to complement. Big stoops, that is a big mess. I hope that when they pluck up the courage to call the elections, that the voters of St. Vincent and the Grenadines will treat them with the same contempt, scant regard, and gross disrespect meted out to the fishermen. God don't sleep. Always remember that. Our New Democratic Party is like a bunch of 15 keys. Each key unlocks the future of the 15 constituencies which make up St. Vincent and the Grenadines. A future of hope, prosperity, peace, harmony, love, togetherness. A future of one nation, though we are 32 islands and keys, one people, though we have different strengths and needs, one St. Vincent and the Grenadines that holds the promise of a bright future for all Vincentians, not just family and friends. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, this coming election is your opportunity to speak boldly and loudly and with a clarity like never before to usher in a new Democratic Party government and share in the wealth of our country in a more equitable way. You have been sidelined for too long. Enough of a few doing well and the rest catching hell. Enough of the brain drain. We will put our brightest minds to work in St. Vincent and the Grenadines to build and develop our country. We're fed up of being at the bottom of the region's economic barrel. We're fed up of the chest thumping and grandstanding. Let's get real work done with real results for our country's progress. Our vote is our voice and our country's salvation. Let's make the change for more and different and inclusive and caring and compassionate. We, the New Democratic Party candidates, are applying for the job as the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines to serve the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines without fear, without favor, always mindful of our people's needs and requirements. We are people-centric in opposition, and we will be people-centric in government, forever cognizant that the people are our employers and we their employees. But we're here tonight in support of Kashaka Cupid, our duly selected candidate for West St. George, who is seeking to represent the people he grew up around in the parliament when NDP forms government. You notice I'm not saying if, I'm saying when, because I'm speaking it into existence. Kashaka and I were raised in the same family, where values were instilled early, and we were taught that our integrity is everything and should always remain intact. My pride tonight is great. It is no surprise that, as a civil servant, Kashaka is top tier at the Department of Inland Revenue. He has represented St. Vincent and the Grenadines in cricket, indicative of discipline. His mother, father, and siblings served or are serving this country well, and Shaka has opted to serve also, but at the highest level as a member of parliament in this country. West St. George, I can attest to the fact that service to this country flows in Shaka's veins. His uncles, Frank, Henry, and Moulton Williams, and Aunt Mildred Dublin were all nation builders from Gome with impeccable work ethics. He has many accomplished cousins, including Camille Robinson Regis, a long-standing member of parliament for the PNM in Trinidad and Tobago and a former attorney general. West St. George, you did a wonderful thing selecting Shaka. All that is left is for you to rally around him and put in the work necessary to effect change in this constituency. I can assure you that Shaka is ready to provide mature, proactive leadership as never seen before for West St. George that you can trust. This constituency has never had good leadership since our own Marcus de Freitas and the late Yvonne Francis Gibson. Shaka will put an end to that drought when he wins this seat. The man who currently pretends to represent the constituency has been a no-show for a decade and has had 75% of his education ministry taken away. He is now, in actuality, the junior minister of education of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I'm not going to allow you to take that other guy for granted. You still have to work hard and long to ensure that Shaka gets the nod to represent you in West St. George. And when he's done, you will see what being a member of the Williams Cupid clan is. Shaka is going to work hard for you. He's wanted this for a long time. He has it now, and I can assure you he will not squander this opportunity. He will win. Thank you, Ingrid. So, Kashaka Cupid, you got this in the bag. You got this. So let's get it done with Dr. Godwin Friday, leading the charge to victory in Rescue Mission SVG. And I can assure you that every other constituency in St. Vincent and the Grenadines can win and will win. And then it's bye-bye to the ULP. It's time for us to get a better government in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, one that's going to work for us. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
Come on, give a round of applause, please. The candidate of East St. George, the lady who is going to beat the heir apparent. And you know, when I told you that she's a speaker of note, all you think is joker making. You believe because she was a bank manager that she can't talk plenty. But let me give you some information. Before she was a bank manager, she worked at the radio station. And you know, when you walk on the radio station, you could talk plenty. And you know why I say so? Oh, the loud and clear. If you think Shaka is going to win this constituency, let me say here, you say, yeah. But let me tell you something, that can only happen if you go out and vote. And if you walk with all those family members with you to go out and vote when the election bell is rung. Make sure you go out and vote. The only thing you must see is the key. The only name you will see is Cupid, no other. Ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. Velox, during her presentation, spoke about the youths and development of youths and the support that is given to youths in St. Vincent and the Grenadines by Dr. the Honorable Godwin Friday, our leader. But we have a gentleman who is as concerned as Dr. Friday about our youths and who is walking along and walking with our youths. We have with us, ladies and gentlemen, the president of the Young Democrats. Could you kindly give Mr. Hernandez a round of applause, please, as he comes to the microphone? No. He deserves better than that. The head of the youth for the New Democratic Party deserves a bigger round of applause. Come on.
Good night, West St. George. Now, I could do a little bit better than that. Good night, West St. George. Well, tonight, I only have a very simple job. And it's to really and truly bring a very simple message to the young people of West St. George. And on my way here, I'll be honest with you, I was trying to think of the message. I think, and I'm wondering, what can I tell the youths of West St. George? I just looked down at my shot, and I never realized the message was already right there. Sister K has already done the message since last year. The message I want to give to the youths of West St. George is to be the change. Be the change in your family. For how many years West St. George has not had proper leadership? And you could see it all over. You see it all over. Look at the roads. Look at the infrastructure. Look at the playing fields. Is this a government that really wants to win back West St. George? For the past 5 years, not one thing happening in West St. George. They're rushing down every single thing in West St. George. But what I am telling you, be the change. We don't want no more slack like a day sick leadership. Be the change. We want Shaka. Be the change. We want somebody who will shake them in the boots. Be the change. Bring Shaka home. The youths of this country, they need a government that is for the youths. And the reason why I am so in love with this New Democratic Party, young people have always been the center of this party. The issues of young people have always been at the forefront of this party. When Dr. Friday wins government, not if, not maybe, when, I know the first set of things he's going to do is to make sure the young people of this nation is set for the future. And to really do that, he has to start from the bottom, go down. From the finances of the nation to the security of the nation. We, the youth in this nation, want to live in a safe St. Vincent and the Grenadines. You will notice who getting murdered in the streets. It's not the old men, not the old women. Young men and women, and yes, women too. All because of this Unity Labour Party government. They don't care anything about security of our people and our young people especially. As a matter of fact, you will notice in your communities, you notice the lack of young people. That is because everybody don't fly away. This election, they're going to bring back the airport as an election ploy. You could imagine that. How much billions just for glorified able to fly out our youth to England, Canada, and every single way in this world. The New Democratic Party is going to bring St. Vincent back from this Unity Labour Party depression, where the youth in this nation could stay in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, walk in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, own land in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, build St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and carry St. Vincent and the Grenadines forward. And what I am telling you, West St. George, in order to do that, you need to give Dr. Friday Shaka. You have to give him Shaka. West St. George, bring Shaka home. That is the message.
This one is for all of the hard-working people, Jamaican people. Some don't know what it feels like. Thank you very much, Mr. DJ. Come on, give the youngster a round of applause, please. Oh, yes. You can't have it better. And let me add to what he said just now. Every 5 years or every certain amount of time, they come with the same thing that they did before. You know, let me go as close as today. Fast forward to a couple hours. You're never going to light a playing field up there. I laugh until they'll drop down. You know how many times they're supposed to light a playing field? I think a playing field must don't catch a fire. The amount of times they won't light it. Well, let me tell you, they have announced today that they're going to light the Daphne playing field. They said that 2015, 2010, 2005, all that they say. But they're going to light it now because they know they have such a formidable candidate to come up against. Kashaka Cupid, who is homegrown bread, marby, and cake, right here. And the support here tonight tells you that that is the man who's going to win West St. George. No ifs or buts. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll let us say this man on the radio all the time. And you know you're going to get a chance now. I don't know why they think that this old fella here could MC a show for this whole night without getting any help. I've been here so many years. I need some help. Come on. This man on the radio, when you hear he get ratted, man, he does get power, somebody say. I know plenty persons would have listened to him, but you have never seen him. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Iel Adams. Come on.
West St. George, good night. If you're ready for election, let me hear you say yeah. We ready? Ready for action. Well, let me say a pleasant good night to all of you in West St. George and those who are in the land of the social medias that is carrying this program. I stand here to bring some greetings to you from Central Kingston. And you may wonder, how come I'm here and not the major? Well, let me tell you something. I'm very proud of my representative, the Honorable Major Sinclair Leacock. And that is why I stuck around with him all through his elections. But hard work and dedication made Central Kingston like the rock of Gibraltar in tongue, and nobody can move it. And we have given the blueprint to Brother Kashaka Cupid and West St. George. And as long as they follow the blueprint, I know after election day, when the congs are made the night, that Brother Kashaka Cupid will be your next representative. And the new Democratic Party, led by Dr. Friday, will be the new government in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. You see, they tell me that Shaka has 2 opponents in this election. That's what they told me. Well, I'm going to use 2 F words to describe and deal with the 2 opponents. The first one is food. That's the first F word, food. The present representative, when he came into being and said he wanted to run, he said he must eat the food. Well, he eats so much food for the almost 5 years that he get top heavy that they had to take away 75% of his ministry. Too much food, and the people of West St. George, you are the one who are starving. So come this election, you got to stop him from eating your food, and you have to vote Shaka, who will give you the people food in West St. George. Well, the other one, who's supposed to be his opponent, I have the other F word for she, and I'm going to tell you just now. When you are vexed with a government, especially one that is in office for almost 25 years, and you are opposed to them, it means you are in opposition. And if you want to move them, you don't divide the opposition to try and move a wicked government. You join forces with the opposition. So any third party and any independent candidate who is running in this election, they're playing the fool. And that is the next effort. So the other candidate who will be coming up against Shaka, they're playing the fool. And you cannot elect again a man who only could eat food, and you cannot elect a woman who is playing the fool. You got to elect a man who have plans that are solid to carry the constituency forward. And in Brother Kashaka Cupid, you have that man. So when you go to the polls, you must put your X next to the key and make sure in West St. George you bring home Brother Kashaka Cupid. And in every other constituency, vote for the key and make sure that NDP becomes the governing party so that we can rescue SPG and bring back prosperity, freedom, and development to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Good night, West St. George, and God bless you. But that is it for the greetings. That's only for the greetings. And hey now, me ain't get hot yet, you know. If you think I get hot, tell Ralph ring the bell. And then you're going to see something. I even warm up yet. So if you think you got anything tonight, you ain't get nothing yet. Pray God that I'm alive when the bell rings. St. Vincent turn up. And don't doubt it. Well, you know, in Kingston we have 3 seats. We essential. And that's why they can't move the major. You know, when you put a center pillar, that pillar holding everything together. But we have 2 other seats in the Kingston area. So, the next person who's going to come to speak to you tonight, he is from one of the Kingstons. I don't know if he still play football, if he could still play football. But I know he used to play football. And he used to be a goalkeeper for St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Vincy Heat. He came home last election, and somebody thought they could have toppled him because he was like the new kid on the block. But instead of toppling him, he got more licks than he received the election before from Brother Arnim. Now put your hands together. Welcome to the microphone, our brother from East Kingston, the Honorable Dwight Fitzgerald Bramble. Put your hands together.
I was buried alive, but I'm still breathing. I don't know what tomorrow may bring, but I got a feeling I am alive.
Yes, 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 West St. George! West St. George! All right, all right. It's always a pleasure to stand on an NDP platform. And tonight, who that be Mano? Good night, Mano. Good night, Mano. Sayonel Massive. Let me take this opportunity to recognize our esteemed leader, Dr. Friday, Vice Presidents, Leacock and Cummins. Sorry, Leacock and Nature. Boy, Shaka. Shaka, where the Shaka? Come, Shaka, come. The vibe so nice. I promoted Cummins to Vice President. And Chairman Cummins, all of my colleagues, Sister Velox, Brother Philip Jackson, Brother Dr. Kisha Shallow, Brother Andrew John. Am I missing anybody else? Who else? Oh, Brother Conroy Huggins, and anybody else that I may have missed. And of course, to all of you wonderful people here tonight. Now listen, I want to first of all take this opportunity to welcome Brother Kashaka Cupid to the New Democratic Party's Dream Team. I don't know how many of you follow basketball, but you remember back in the 90s when the United States basketball team had fellas like Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson. They call them the Dream Team. And nobody could have beat them. Nobody could have beat them. So this is the New Democratic Party's Dream Team, Shaka, that I am welcoming you to, and to let you know that you are an integral and important part of this Dream Team. And don't get me wrong, I'm not being arrogant, I ain't bragging and all this kind of stuff. But we must recognize talent, and you must recognize the fact that the future of St. Vincent and the Grenadines is in very good hands with this Dream Team. But, you know, it's very disheartening to hear people like the Honorable Prime Minister and his son referring to the New Democratic Party as being lazy. I take personal offense to that. I take personal offense to that. And every single Vincentian should take offense to that. Let me tell you why you should take offense to that. And as a matter of fact, his son went on to say that none of us have not even one day's experience in Parliament. Well, here, joke. They have 25 years of experience in Parliament. And they are the Energizer Bunny, according to them. Only them alone could walk. But if you could walk, and if you claim to be such great parliamentarians and ministers and such a great government, answer me these questions. Why is it
that in the history of this country, under your administration, Ralph Gonsalves, we have the highest rate of poverty ever. Is that because the NDP is lazy? Why is it that we have the highest number of persons on poor relief? And you know, somebody told me the other day, Bramble, you mustn't say that, you know. Why not? Why shouldn't we say it? Of course, we recognize that there are people in our society who need assistance for various reasons. And that is why we say, when we get into government, we will increase the public assistance stipend to $500 at least. But before we do that, or in addition to that, we are going to make sure that we provide opportunities for people who can do better than poor relief. So don't make them come and tell you no foolishness. Don't make them come on any radio station and bamboozle you and try to mislead you and try to confuse you. They are the lazy ones, because if they were not lazy, they would have been very nimble to come up with proper policies to eradicate and reduce the level of poverty in this country. And not to talk about unemployment. So many of our young people are leaving our shows and going elsewhere. So if you are such a brilliant government, why can't you create the environment to keep our young people here? Why? Look, recently, I know I don't have much time, and that is why I just write down where I want to talk, because otherwise, you think being bad for the radio, I could talk more than being, you know. But anyway, recently, we saw on social media and in the news some very, very disheartening and discomforting realities. I'm talking about mold. Mold in our schools, mold in the Ministry of Education. Can you imagine the representative for this constituency who claims he coming up against Shaka? Well, in my opinion, it's a no contest, It's a no contest, but that is another story for another time. You are the Minister of Education, and your own members of staff cannot even exist in the place of work. And I hear somebody saying junior minister. Now tell me, where's St.GEORGE? This is a man who was principal of the grammar school. And it's my partner. We went to school together. We play cricket and stuff for grammar school. We run, me and he used to run the 8 and the 1500 meters for grammar school. And we always go neck and neck. But Jimmy Ford used to beat the two of you all the time. I ain't gonna lie about that. But if you claim to have such strength of character, if you claim to have such intellect, if you claim to have such independence of thought, why can't you convince your Prime Minister that our education system and our education facilities need serious work? Serious work. Thank you very much. He's a disappointment. But yet you come in and telling me, but NDP lazy and NDP now have no experience in government. Give me a break. Give me a break. Listen to me. In West St.GEORGE and East Kingston, we share some things because we are neighboring constituencies. And one of the things that we share, Shaka and I have spoken about this, because we all know that Shaka is a sportsman. So am I. And when you talk about empowering young people and creating opportunities for young people, you can't ask for a better team to do that than this NDP team. Let me tell you the kind of people we have to deal with, sports and young people. We are Major. Major was president of Football Federation. Somebody tell me he used to play football back in the day too. He tell me he used to play in one left foot and somebody take the right foot and play. You have Dr. Shallow. Well, Dr. Shallow's record speaks for itself. And this is where Bonnie and Ralph, you know. This is where, look, Dr. Shallow just oversaw and engineered one of the most successful, the hosting of one of the most successful cricket World Cups in the history of cricket. And that is where burning him. That is we're burning it. Boy, Kish, keep pressing gas, Pandamandi. Keep pressing gas, Kish. Don't ease up on he. So we have Likak, we have Kish, we have Nature. You know, all in on Nature play top level cricket here. Top level cricket. We have, as a matter of fact, I think Nature played for the national team too, not true? Okay, we have Shaka who played for St. Vincent and when was under 15. We have Conroy Mix, who is an ardent footballer and started one of the top football clubs in Central Leeward. Who else we have? We have Sister Velox. Sister Velox still have she long jump record in high school, you know. So all you don't get tricked, she's at sports. So anyhow you shake down the thing, we could close we are and pick. And by the way, Dr. Friday, don't forget Dr. Friday. Dr. Friday was my captain for football and cricket when we played together for the Beckwith Anglican High School. And then when he came to the mainland and did his A-levels in grammar school, he played top-level cricket there as well. Who else comments? They say you used to pitch marble. Well, marble is a sport too. It's a sport. Domino, okay, come and say. But let me get to the meat of the matter. Look, the New Democratic Party is going to prioritize sports in this country. And that is why we launched our National Athletes Program more than a year ago. And what that program is going to do, not what it may be going to do, you know, what that program is going to do is to make sure that we provide the support and the resources to our athletes. Let me give you a quick synopsis of how it's going to work. We are going to set up a talent identification program. So from a very young age, we are going to spot athletes with exceptional talent, and we are going to nurture them in our Center of Excellence facility. And we are going to guide them, whether you're playing cricket, football, you're running track and field, you're playing basketball, and we are going to nurture them into a particular direction. Why do you think Jamaica and now St. Lucia, Grenada, all of our Caribbean neighbors, they are way ahead of us when it comes to sports success? Not that they are more talented than us, but because they provide the requisite support and resources. So what we are going to do with our National Athletes Program, we are going to create that Center of Excellence, identify our talented athletes, and develop them into elite athletes. When you get to the level of representing St. Vincent and the Grenadines, or West Indies, or wherever, playing basketball in the NBA, as long as you are representing St. Vincent and the Grenadines, our National Athletes Program will provide you with all the training, equipment, and listen to this, we will pay our athletes, not no stipend. We will pay our athletes a salary to represent this country. And you could put that in your pipe and smoke it. A man come this year, they come with the budget this year, and voted $900 and something thousand, say they're going to start semi-professional football and netball. After 25 years, only now you realize that our footballers and netballers deserve some money in the pocket because they've sacrificed to represent this country. Who is lazy? Who is lazy? All of the experience you have in government, it took you 25 years to recognize the importance and the value of our young people. Don't talk about sporting facilities. We know in West St. George, we have several sporting facilities, including our signature Annisvale Cricket Complex, our sporting complex. Look, this Unity Labour Party promised us an indoor sporting facility 25 years ago. I wish I had walked with the manifesto to quote from it. When they came into government in 2001, they promised an indoor sporting facility. Up to now. So, St. Vincent and the Grenadines produce a Donald Foyle. a top NBA basketball player. We produce Sophia Young and Sancho Little. They played in the WNBA. Sancho Little played for Spain. And you want to tell me we couldn't capitalize on those successes to nurture our young basketballers? But how are you going to do it? You don't have no facility? Look down at the Annisvale playing field, the netball sporting complex. When they were developing the Annisvale cricket field for the World Cup, they used the hard court, the netball complex, to park up all the big tractors and to put all the cement and everything. They mash it up. They mash it up. And then Hurricane Beryl came and blew off the roof. Hurricane Beryl came almost a year to the day. And if you take a walk down to Annisvale playing field, not one single thing has been done to that hard court. Half the roof blow off. The court mash up. And they could easily have taken a few $1,000s from what we voted to rehabilitate and develop the Annisvale cricket field, and they could have put that indoor sporting facility right there. Right there. The structure is there. All you do, you cover it, you resurface it, you put your wooden floor, you put in your air condition, whatever, and you have your indoor sporting facility. But they're not interested in that. And I know some of you may be saying, boy, Bramble, NDP have plenty plans. How are they going to pay for it? Let me tell you something. And I got stop here. Where my wrist is? I'm going to stop here because if all you stop me, we're going into 9 mornings, you know. And we don't want that. Listen, there are several ways in which we are going to make sure that we embark on what we call sustainable financing of our developmental activities. There are different ways. Different ways. And one of those ways is by the Citizenship by Investment program. Let me tell all you something. A fella meet me the other day and he said, Bramble, last election, all you talk about this Citizenship by Investment and all, you didn't win the election. So I said to him, but the majority of voters liked and appreciated and supported our initiative because we got the majority of voters, we got the popular vote. Yeah, I know the system, first past the post and so on. Listen to me. The Citizenship by Investment program will be implemented by the new Democratic Party so that we don't have to come and tell you what your Prime Minister presently told you about putting a gill in the throat, of a hook in the gill of Vincentians. And he coming and talking about he coming to borrow another 90-something million. We waiting for him. Let me bring it in Parliament. But the Citizenship by Investment program, look, there are different ways people invest. And our Citizenship by Investment program is going to offer many options, including a contribution to a national development fund from which our constituency development fund can emerge. They can invest in real estate. They can invest in opening a business and what have you. Look, Vincentians travel to all countries all over the world and they get citizenship for almost next to nothing. You don't hear nobody complaining. So if there is an investor who wants to come to St. Vincent and the Grenadines and afford us the opportunity to develop ourselves at little or no cost, why not? Why not? The current Prime Minister, he is singly and solely responsible for determining who becomes a citizen of this country if you're not born here or if you have to apply for citizenship. He is the only person responsible for that. And nobody knows the procedure. Nobody knows how much money they pay. Nobody knows where the money goes. Our Citizenship by Investment program will be a well-established, well-vetted, and well-administered and managed program. The Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, as we speak, they are developing a mechanism to regulate the citizenship by investment programs in the region. So when Ralph come and talk foolishness about if you bring citizenship by investment program, Vincentians going to have to get passports, visas to go to England. So what? So what? I would much prefer, Iel, to get $200 million from 10 investors if it means we have to get visas to go to England. We already get it. We already have to get visas to go to America and Canada. So what's the difference? Don't make them come and fool you with them nonsense. So I want to end by kindly asking you, my brothers and sisters. You see Shaka? Shaka is no joke. I know Shaka from a long time. And I know Shaka wears his community on his sleeve. Shaka just oversaw a successful VPL tournament down at the Annisvale playing field. And Ralph and them so wicked. Just because Shaka was involved and just because Kish is president of Cricket West Indies, none of them come down there at the finals. All the other VPLs, the whole party reach. But because Kish and Shaka involved, they refuse to come. That is the message they are sending to our young people, that they don't care about you. Shaka cares, the New Democratic Party cares. And Shaka, I can't wait to sit next to you in cabinet to take this country forward. A vote for Shaka is a vote for a new direction in this country. A vote for Shaka is a vote for the New Democratic Party forming government. So get registered, get your neighbor to register, your niece, your godson, your goddaughter to register. And on election day, make sure you go out and vote for Shaka so that he can be a part of the change that you want. West St. George, good night. Thank you. I love you. God bless you.
I was buried alive, but I'm still breathing. I don't know what tomorrow may bring, but I got a feeling.
Yeah, we got the feeling because change is in the air. Let me hear it again for our brother Honorable Fitz Bramble. Yeah. They say preachers love to talk. You see that why I love talk so? But politicians love to talk too. You heard Bramble? Don't doubt it at all. I tell you. Watch me. I could feel the vibes, you know, and I could feel the energy. Everywhere I go in SPG, I'm feeling it. A change is in the air. I could remember one time, Marikwa was a constituency only Labour Party could have won. They used to call the representative that time the Iron Man. And they say nobody couldn't bring him down. That was Ken Brown was the Iron Man. Until a man from up in the valley called Bernard Wiley came on the scene. And after the voting was done, the Iron Man came down. Well, they said they put another Iron Man up there. I know which kind of iron he made from. Must be soft iron. But anyhow, they say some kind of iron. But I'm saying in this election, that Iron Man coming down. And I'm going to bring to you now the person who will be the next representative after the next general election for the constituency of Marikwa. Put your hands together and help me welcome our brother Philip Jackson.
Thank you, Iel. Iel, let me correct you one time. There ain't no Iron Man in Mespo. If it's anything, it's a brass man. And I'm going to melt him down and break him to pieces. Good night, West St. George. I am very happy to be here with you. I'm also very proud to be able to stand on Shaka's platform, because this is a young man who is dedicated to the cause. I'm going to speak a little bit about him later on, but it gives me great pleasure to be here with you right here in West St. George. Let me greet our president and the next prime minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dr. the Honorable Godwin Friday. I want you better believe that. People of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, you better believe that. Let me greet the vice presidents of the party, Major Nigel Stevenson and Major Leacock, and the chairman, Brother Cummins, better known as the Waterman, and all the other candidates. Now, every time I think about the NDP, I get very excited, because Team NDP represents hope for everybody. Team NDP represents progress for everybody. Team NDP represents competence and experience. Now I hear some bunch of stupidness. By the way, you know, sometimes some people, normally they had a on, right? Normally. But it seems as though when election is in the air, they turn silly. I heard a man go on radio. I think he's the Prime Minister's son, I think. Yeah, Camilo. He went on radio. I don't know what he took before he went on radio. I don't know what he was drinking or taking. But the man had the audacity to say that Team NDP are old people who not have no experience. Wait. Watch. None of the candidates had to do anything. The people of St. Vincent ripped the man apart right there, because they recognize that he is talking nonsense. You know why he's talking nonsense? They had Bazadi. They don't know how to counteract Team NDP. So they come in with a whole set of nonsense. You know why they come in with a whole set of nonsense? They believe all is stupid and they think we're stupid. This ain't no joke, you know. I am the science and technology advisor to the government. So I interact with all these people. I can tell you for a fact, they don't think very highly of Vincentians. They think Vincentians somehow or the other are stupid. This is no joke. And you have to push back on these people. They don't have anything to come on the record and say why they should stay in power. Instead, you know what? They take your taxpayers' money, right? This is why they believe we are. They take your taxpayers' money and money that was given to them to fix people's houses. They come and fix the houses and say, you know, but you have to vote for us. That's a form of bribery. It is wrong. Do not let anybody come and make you feel that when they fix your house with taxpayers' money, that you owe them a vote. A man come and take your money out your pocket, buy a drink with you for you, and tell you must bow down and worship them? That makes sense to you? So I'm saying to you, good night to my barber. It doesn't make sense. Another thing, the NDP, the ULP, they come and say, watch, we want 5 more years to do what we couldn't do in 25 years.
You can imagine you give a man a whole week to change something in the house. A whole week. He said, you know what? Come on. I want to give me another week because I think I need more time. What would you do to such a person? You fire them. A matter of fact, you run them out the house and set the dogs on them. And this is what we need to do with the ULP. We got to run them out of town because they no longer can serve the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Now, West St. George and Morocco, we share a long border. All the way up to the top, all the way to Belmont, we share the same border. So we have a lot of things in common, right? Now, agriculture has to be, and Dr. Friday, in his wisdom, recognized as one of the 4 pillars of the economy. Agriculture is one of those 4 major pillars. But you know what the ULP want to tell us? That agriculture is a thing of the past and that agriculture is dead. You know why they're telling you that? They want to blindfold you from being independent. They want to blindfold you from creating wealth. They want to blindfold you from taking charge of your own dignity and your own ambitions and your own family and make them dependent on you. Let's think of a triangle. When you have a triangle, how do you get it to stand up? Do you put it on its tip? No, you put the triangle with the broad base to the bottom. And I want to say to you, do not be fooled by the ULP. Agriculture is the basis for development in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Team NDP under the leadership of Dr. Friday as one of our 4 pillars will make sure that we do agriculture right. There is money in agriculture, but they don't want to make you aware of that properly. So they don't organize the agricultural sector properly. They do it any old how. But Team NDP, I think somebody else's mic is on. Sorry about that. Team NDP is going to make sure that we present agriculture as something to make you wealthy. Do not be afraid of wanting to be wealthy. ULP want to small us up and to think of us in low terms and keep us as beggars and dependents on them. We have to say no more of that. Team NDP wants to make you wealthy through things like agriculture, tourism, the new economy, and the blue economy. And Dr. Friday has laid out these 4 main areas to turn our resources into wealth. And we are going to make sure that we put all the components together so that you would see agriculture as something of a business so that you can make the necessary investment to create wealth for you and your family. We need to tell the ULP that we believe in ourselves. We believe in our ability to use our resources to create wealth for our families and to take care of our families. We do not want to be a people who are constantly looking for handouts and handouts and handouts. Now, this is how the Uzlo Vincentians, again, thinking we don't think for ourselves. Mr. Sabota Caesar, all over the place like Tak and Red Ants, trying to do this and do that. They didn't do for years. Now that election is coming to look as though they're trying to do something. And listen to what the man say, oh, you have 75%. You got it at 75% off the import duties on vehicles. Hey, that is something new. since back at NDP days. That, as a matter of fact, it's the NDP who introduced that. But they're hoping that you have short memories so that they come and bamboozle you. That is something we introduced. So when they're talking about it now, that's nonsense. We did it long before, and we will do it again. But more than that, we'll make sure that you get all the incentives you need to produce in agriculture, not just the incentives on the pickups and what you bring in. Oh, and by the way, you see some kind of pickups with F&M? Any of them people, they are farmers? Eh? You tell me. You see some kind of vehicles with F&M? Listen to me, ULP is about family and friends, not development. NDP is going to make sure that people who need the help and assistance will get it. And we're not going to do it for votes. We respect the people of St. Vincent. We will treat you according to needs. The ULP is treating their friends and families. Now, listen to me, you know. I don't have anything with foreign direct investments because we need investors to bring money and talent into the country. What Team NDP is saying, when Sanders come, that the government is to make sure that our farmers and fisher folk benefit directly from these investments. But here what they wanted to do. They wanted to bring in another foreigner named Reno to be the one to collect all the stuff from farmers, give them the lowest price, and sell it at a big profit to Sanders. That makes sense to you? We, the NDP, is going to make sure when big companies come to St. Vincent to invest, that you, the people, have the opportunity to make money. Now we talk about rainforest. I don't have any problem with rainforest. Rainforest came here to produce seafood for export. You heard what I say? Export. They were not intended to come to compete with local sellers in the local market. I don't even know how they move from exporters to local sellers. That is giving an unfair advantage to rainforests at the expense of our poor fishermen and farmers. Farmers too, you know, because I heard the minister say, hey, listen to the nonsense. Well, we're going to sell the fish locally, but when they come to buy fish, I think they're going to want some okra and some edo and some stuff to go with the fish. So we're going to let rainforests sell ground provisions and vegetables too. You ever hear such nonsense? That is because the ULP is not thinking about you and your wealth creation. It is using the foreign investors and give them unfair advantage. Again, I say, Dr. Friday and Team NDP is interested in foreign investors, but we are also interested in our own local investors, people who put their blood and sweat and tears into making things work in St. Vincent, and we will give them the opportunities to grow wealth. Now, I'm going to finish off talking about Shaka. Because your next representative in West St. George is going to be none other than Mr. Kashaka Cupid. Now, Shaka told me that when he goes around, a lot of people tell him with their mouths that they're supporting him. Now that is good, you know. It's giving him a lot of confidence. But it is not what you say with your mouth alone. We are talking now from mouth to hand. Ralph and the ULP want us to make us into people of hand to mouth. Hand to mouth. But in this election game, when you tell Shaka that you're voting for him, I want you to go from mouth to hand. In other words, all the way to elections day. Make sure your finger does what your mouth says it's going to do. Make sure they stick in your head and tell your neighbors, we're done with hand to mouth. We're going from mouth to hand to change this government. Now, I am a fellow public servant with Shaka. Shaka is taking on this important job to represent you in the middle of his career. That is no easy decision. A man is putting himself on the line in the middle of his career, putting his salary, his income, his family at risk to do this. That is because of the depth of the man. Cupid cares. The other guy, he wait until he don't retire. You see the difference? Do you understand the difference we're saying, George? You see who is making the sacrifice? Shaka is not looking to eat a food. Shaka is taking risks that could take food out of his mouth. Because he believes in Team NDP and he believes St. Vincent is ripe for change and we need a change, and he's putting himself and his family on the line. I want you people of West St. George and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, who young candidates like myself and Shaka have put our careers on the line. Put our careers on the line to fight this wicked government and give St. Vincent and the Grenadines a winning chance. So, you have a part to play too. You have a part to play. West St. George, you have to stand up behind Shaka and you have to support him. Not just with your mouth, but with your hands on election day. And you need to tell your neighbor, Cupid cares, Cupid sacrifices for us, and Cupid is putting it on the line for us. We have to support him. We have to stand behind him. And when election day comes, take your mouth to the polling station and then from mouth to finger, and you vote solidly for Kashaka Cupid, the key NDP. And wherever you are in St. Vincent, you vote solidly for Team NDP. I said to you, you have nothing to be afraid. This team can and will run the government of St. Vincent like the way it should and produce a better life for everybody. We are proud of this team. You should be proud of this team. Do not be afraid. Stand firm with NDP and make sure it's an election show come election night. God bless you. You're in the right crowd.
Come on. Give the science and technology man a round of applause, please. Hey! The man from the valley. Hey, all you hear this now. Can you imagine in a country where we say we have the best fertile lands, where we profess to have the best agriculture, but we have to import bananas for ripe? I ever hear that? You know, most of the ripe bananas we eat come from overseas. This is a shame. But here now, all you hear this, some years ago, a big belly fella with a security detail, 4 a.m, go downstairs with indigestion. So when he starts downstairs, he ain't find no Eno. He took a Andrews. You know what happened? That Andrews they give him, that Andrews they plague him until many years ago. But you think that bad? From the time NDP announce a man named Dr. Kisha Shallow. He man start to walk with stick. Ladies and gentlemen, the next person to address you this evening in this West St. George massive meeting. Put your hands together, welcome on stage, Dr. Kisha Shallow.
Excellent, this is Earth and Alves, bigging up my brother, Dr. Kisha Shallow, the next representative for North Leeward and NDP. Dr. Kisha Shallow, North Leeward.
The most money St. Vincent and the Grenadines and the Caribbean ever get in sports. It's true, Dr. Kisha Shallow. Another round of applause, come on.
I really need you too. I really want us feel great now, so let us have our way. Kisha is never gonna leave, cause he's so invested in you. Kisha feel a vibe every time he touch down, and nobody like this.
Yes,
no
good night.
like this, and nobody like you.
How are we feeling tonight? Everybody good? The vibe's nice. The vibe's nice. Let me say greetings to everyone. Obviously, I have to recognize the leadership of my party, Dr. Friday, Chairman Cummins, Major Leacock, and Brother Nature, and all my other colleagues. I can't see all of it because it's light right in my face here. So big up yourself anyway there. All right, Andrew and the whole crew, Conroy and everyone who here but not speaking tonight. It's obviously always great being here with the NDP family. And we are family indeed. I hear you all here. We are family. All right. Now, before I proceed, I want to recognize two special ladies here this evening, tonight. Sister Kebakas. I want to give Sister K a round of applause. K has served West St. George from a position with, great pride, and she gave every bit of her. So, okay, on behalf of the people of West St. George, and I know Shaka going to thank you again later, but thank you from me. The other person I want to say special good night and recognition to is my dear big sister, Louise Mitchell. I see Louise is here, so I'll give Louise another round of applause. Louise put herself forward, went through the process, and once the people decided it was Kashaka Cupid, Louise supported him non-stop from then until now, and it's going to continue all the way to elections. And I'll tell you that, I'll just let you all in a little secret. When I was considering my own candidacy for the party, Louise is one of those forces behind me who really encouraged me. And so I thank you, Louise, for all you have done for me personally. Now, I'm not staying long this evening. I have my main responsibility here is to endorse my partner Shaka. And I know some of you come here hoping that I will take off my gloves tonight and I will call people clown and all kind of thing. But Major, we're not doing that tonight. We're not calling anybody any clown tonight. All right? Okay. We might do it later on, but at the next meeting, but not tonight. All right. No, we're not calling anybody any old clown tonight. Wait, Major say honorable old clown. No, I'm not saying that tonight. But let me talk about my partner, Shaka. Shaka and I... Shaka was 2 years ahead of me in grammar school. When I went into grammar school at Form 1, Shaka was 2 years my senior. And I recall hearing about Shaka. Even before I met him, I was hearing about a 12-year-old Kashaka Cupid. So I, being a cricket enthusiast, I was keen to meet who this Kashaka is. And eventually I met the youngster, small, and I decided to go and watch a game. And I tell you, the talent that Kashaka had as a cricketer, and you all from Belair would know because you all would have seen him. He went on and played cricket for a number of years. And I tell you, up to this, they haven't forgiven him. Because I always say, Shaka boy, you should have made West Indies team. He was so good that you should have gone on and made West Indies team. But from then to now, he has obviously became a cricket administrator. And I recall a couple of years ago, Kashaka reaching out to me and saying that I want to contest for the first vice president of St. Vincent and the Grenadines Cricket Association. And I said, Kashaka, this is a hard task because the person he was challenging was somebody very popular in cricket. And he said, no man, I could do it. And I have never seen anyone so committed and work so hard in elections, in cricket, or any sports in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And that to me I absorbed with great, when I tell you about it, inspired even me, even though I was already at the regional level, to see another young administrator give, so much of himself for voluntary job, because SPG cricket is voluntary. And to see the effort he put in that, and there and then I said, this is a young man that will do wonders for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And I could tell you, he has not disappointed me since. He has gone on and led the Vinci Premier League, as Fitz said earlier, and he has taken the VPL this year to another level, showing his commitment to very high standard when given the opportunities to serve people. And I expect absolutely nothing different when you, the people of West St. George, vote for Kashaka whenever the man rings the bell. Now, I will touch on one issue this evening, apart from Kashaka, because we don't get these opportunities very often to engage people across the country. I want to speak to you briefly about a modern St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And when I say modern St. Vincent and the Grenadines, I'm talking about a sophisticated country where young people with great potential don't have to pack up and escape this country. I am speaking about a modern country where our young people feel that they have a hope and they can get jobs on merit, regardless of who they support or not. I am speaking about a modern St. Vincent and the Grenadines where people don't have to beg and rely on handouts from government to survive. That is exactly what he wants us to do. And I'll tell you what, that despite, and I mentioned at my office opening in Rosal, that despite spending over $7 billion over the last 4 or 5 years, we don't have anything or very little to show for that money. And even after spending so much billions of dollars, we are pretty much stagnant as a country. We are trailing behind our neighboring countries. St. Lucia, I said it very early last year, and I stand by it up to this day. In fact, they probably gone farther ahead last year. I said 30 years, but sure we're probably about 40 years behind now. Because we remain stagnant, and rather than trying to do some introspection and trying to improve in the areas where there are deficiencies and weaknesses, we still thump our chest, neglect people, study according to Lavon and Fitz and them, they say, all the good for his friends and family. So the rest of us in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we are not looked after. And so the other countries continue to advance and so on. And I'll tell you what, I am not surprised one bit that we have remained as we are, or haven't at least been able to keep up with the rest of the Caribbean. Because if you look at the political landscape across the Caribbean, you would see that it is only St. Vincent and the Grenadines in this unique position with one leader for so long going. Save and except for probably Dominica, and Dominica won't boast too much about their own advancement. Obviously they had Hurricane and so on, Maria, which set them back significantly, category 5. But St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we have been electing a man because he's been mamagaying people and manipulating the system. He has remained there for a quarter of a century. And it is impossible for any organization, any country to advance under a leadership that has stale ideas. So we have a tired government Same perspectives for quarter of a century. Same ideologies for 25 years. Absolutely nothing new. And I will tell you what, even though, and he would come here and he would argue and he would say that, oh, we have new people in the party. We have young people in the party. I will tell you what, that every single individual who has associated himself with the Prime Minister of this country has become dull after a period of time. Every single one. In fact, I'll go even further because we're in West St.GEORGE. Curtis King taught me in grammar school, that is no secret. He taught plenty of us. He probably taught Kashaka as well. People had high hopes for Curtis because we know Curtis used to go around and speak in mind, address issues, all kind of promises. And so some people thought, for some reason, that he would have been addressing the issues and representing the people of West St.GEORGE and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Curtis has gotten dull. I mean, some may even say he's toothless right now. It is not the same Curtis. And there's no one, as I said, who have associated themselves with the leadership of this country for the last quarter of a century. Man say he can't even cut pumpkin now. That is how dull he is. The brother here says so. But it is the harsh reality. And it is because, again, we have a fellow who is obsessed with power, who is obsessed about remaining in office for his own self-serving reasons, and he has no great interest in this country and the advancement of intentions. And I say to you, my people, that you have an opportunity to change this. Some people, and listen, there's all kind of narrative. Even the leader, the Prime Minister now saying is the opposite, blaming the opposition for the country. Poor performance. I mean, total rubbish, right? So on one hand, he has admitted that he can't do anymore. And it is really for us as a people to rescue him from his obsession. We have to know that we have the right and the power to change this leadership and to change government. And as a collective, we have to be committed to that. We cannot leave it to our neighbor. We cannot leave it to anyone else. We have to take this responsibility, every single one of us. And so Kashaka has stepped up. And you see this transformation again. And I will tell you what, that clearly within the New Democratic Party, we have embraced change. We have embraced change because we realize that in order to evolve, you have to embrace change. And so under Dr. Godwin Friday and the other leadership of the party, so Cummins, Major, Nature, and the rest of them, they keep championing change. And we, the younger ones in the party who just came in and new to politics, we are following in their esteemed footsteps. And we say that together, we are stronger. And together, we are going to support every single one of the New Democratic Party candidates when the election comes. And I tell you what, once we remain together, there's absolutely nothing can stop this change that is on the horizon. And let me say, and I'm not going to go into the policies and the pillars and all those things tonight. You all have heard them before, and you might hear some from Kashaka and Dr. Friday later on. For me, it is an easy equation. Change is overdue. Election going to call sometime. No matter how long it takes, they're going to call. And whenever that time comes, we are going to effect change for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It is that simple, that straightforward. And so, we have started the process of transformation within the party. My brother Andrew John, he started with the launch of his office out in so Wynwood. Up to now, they can't even find somebody to run against Andrew. You all imagine a government of quarter century can't even find candidates. That is how desperate they are right now. So yeah, Andrew started. I did my thing in Leeward, opening 2 offices. Chevron had hers as well, just after Andrew. My brother Conroy as well. Nice little vibes going in Leeward, Central Leeward. And now, brother Kashaka. Let us continue to support Kashaka Cupid. Kashaka is going to transform West St. George, and he's going to, with absolutely no doubt in my mind, he is going to give my brother Curtis, my old teacher, a handsome defeat up here. And that will teach him and the others that when we entrust you with responsibility to speak on behalf of the people, don't become mute, stand up for the people. And let me end by congratulating Brother Shaka. I am really proud of you, my brother. Continue the great work, and as usual, you have my 100% support and the rest of the party. Thank you, West St. George. Good night to you.
Come on, give the PM nemesis a round of applause, please. This man here go give him belly well, I don't know when next to give. He must start to walk with stick now, so me don't know when next. Every time Kisha Shallow name call, he man suffer with a different ailment. But you know, if you were listening to all of the advertisement for our night's activity, you would have heard that we say that we have other forms of entertainment. So here now, and you see all that you have given to the New Democratic Party as it relates to West St. George as a constituency. Let me tell you what we do now. We're going to give you back. You see the envelope here? We got $50. One simple answer for a question. Me just give you envelope with the money in there one time. So here it is. Listener, which date and year WDP won all 15 seats? Well, this must be NDP, eh? Which day and year NDP won all 15 seats? Which day and which year? Not come up with the year alone, you have to bring both. The year and the day. No. Me never carry so far down. Which date? Date. Now, where the date be? You been there? 15, all 15 seats. Get your thoughts together if you think you know it. Come on up and tell us. 19th of May, 1989. You nearly get it. You're nearly in front and behind. Now you look like you don't know, you're talking the belly like your friend. You have to talk hard. Come up here and talk with the mic, man. Mika, come up so. Because, hold on a while. No, he first.
May the 16th, 1989.
That is correct. Hey, look at the envelope. Hey. Go on, give him a round of applause, please. I got you're not supposed to go want to go. Wait. Like you want to keep him on. Wait. You got him? Make sure you got because hey, me give money envelope in a cover like you want to put him money in pocket.
This is we. We love to share. We love to share in the NDP. We love to give things away. Another $50. Just tell me which year the NDP was founded. Which year the NDP was founded. You have to come up here. Come up.
Wait, watch it, cowboy.
1975.
Okay. Yeah, that's true, 1975.
Yeah.
So this is yours? All right.
I got before you go. I met a man in Beckway. He come from Central Kingston. He is the shortest person who would speak in Central Kingston for the major. He said, Morrison, me and my wife would only come to West St. George if you give me 1 or 2 jokes. But I don't believe I could make it with 2, so I'll give him 1. If it's when I was younger, I give him 5. But like how I'm not so young, 1. You understand? So here it is. A fella, a couple, they have a beautiful daughter and they send she university. So when she go university, she was almost the brightest person in university. So what they did, they gave her a project to develop. So she's so elated, she called home. He said, Mommy and Daddy, I got a project from the university for me alone to develop. Let me tell you what the project is. Anytime you throw one tip in some water and you drink it, you become 5 years younger. If you see smile for your mommy, because a woman always want to look younger. No? You understand? So, your mommy drink the thing and she looked 5 years younger. So a couple of years later, the girl come home. When the taxi drop off and she fly in the house, when she look, she see mommy 5 years younger, sweet and looking. But she noticed that she mommy have a little child on the back. In one of them things. You know them things when they put children into it? She have it on the back. She walking around. So he said, darling, you drank the thing? He said, yes, mommy, I drink it. I take one drop, put it in some water, and I drink it. He said, wow. She said, what about your daddy? He said, but you know, man, as usual. He take the whole bottle and put it by head. He said, so where your daddy there now? He said, he me got in it, by me back. You know, he me got by the back. He come back a baby. Come on, Nigel, man. You can't laugh, so come on, man.
You can't beat Maurice. You can't beat him. You can't beat him. SVG #1 comedian. You can't beat him at all. I think the only man might have beat him is Solush. And Solush done gone. So you can't beat him at all.
So all you hear this. Hear this. You see the two of we? This thing here is so big. This part of our program is so big that the two of we have to do it. So hear this. You go first.
All right. This is West St. George. And we are here for something special tonight. Last election, we had someone who was taking care of this constituency before, and her face appeared on the ballot because she was representing the New Democratic Party as the candidate for West St. George. We knew her before because we know of her ability at law. As a matter of fact, she is one of the best criminal lawyers in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. She is also one of the best defenders of human rights for people in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. She is also one of the best defenders at law for the New Democratic Party in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And she was our candidate in the last general elections. But you know, as was said by Dr. Kisha, the NDP embraces change, and the NDP knows that change is inevitable. So Sister K, being a member of the New Democratic Party, she too decided that change was needed in West St. George, and so she stepped aside so that some change could have come to West St. George. So put your hands together and beg it up for the lady, the Rose of West St. George, who have left the stage of action, but she has brought someone to take over. Put your hands together for Sister K. Batiz.
Seek out the hopeless, confused and torn, and hold out your candle for all to see. Take your candle and go light your world. Take your candle and go light your world.
Good night, West St. George. Good night to my people of West St. George. My pleasure tonight is to introduce you to your next
candidate, your next MP for West St. George. And I'm going to read to you a short bio. Kashaka Cupid, affectionately known as Shaka by his family, friends, and colleagues, was born and raised right here in Bel Air, a small yet vibrant community in West St. George, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. As the younger of 3 siblings, he was instilled with the values of hard work, community spirit, and compassion at an early age. Raised in a household where both parents were dedicated longtime civil servants, Kashaka benefited from a strong emphasis on education and personal growth. His formative years were shaped by a deep appreciation for the natural beauty and sporting excellence of West St. George, as well as a growing awareness of the challenges faced by his community. His involvement in education, sports, and the community. Kashaka began his education at the Bel Air Government School before continuing at the Kingstown Preparatory School. He excelled academically at the St. Vincent Grammar School and then on to the St. Vincent Community College. Later, pursuing higher education at the University of the West Indies, Cave Hill campus, Barbados. There he earned a degree in accounting, followed by a master's degree in investment and wealth management, both at Beyond Academics. Kashaka made a name for himself in cricket. While in St. Vincent, at the St. Vincent Grammar School, he honed his skill and was selected for the national under-15 team at just 12 years old. His talent and dedication led him to represent the Windward Islands at both under-15 and under-19 levels, as well as the St. Vincent senior team. Notably, he was a member of the victorious Windward Islands under-19 team in 2000 and later captained Victor's One Cricket Club to multiple championships. Work experience. Kashaka began his professional journey at the Customs and Excise Department before transitioning to the Inland Revenue Department, where he rose to the position of Assistant Controller. His career in public service exposed him to the everyday struggles of many West St. George residents, reinforcing his commitment to make a meaningful difference to his community. With a strong background in finance and governance, he continues to use his experience to advocate for positive change and sustainable development. Ladies and gentlemen, my task tonight is a very simple one, but very significant, to introduce and pass the baton to your next candidate, Kashaka Cupid.
Come on, everybody, let's give God this worship. If you know he's awesome, come on, stand on your feet.
I want to tell you three things. Three things. One, those of you who called me and encouraged me and said to me, don't give up, keep running. My message to you tonight, vote for Kashaka. Those of you who ralled behind Louise and who were a little disappointed that Louise did not make it and Shaka got the bow, I say to you, vote for Kashaka. And I know if Louise was standing here tonight, she will tell you the same thing. And third and final, those of you who voted for the other man, the Eater Food man, you have an opportunity now to correct that historical wrong. You have an opportunity now to vote for the NDP and Shaka. Many of you have said that you now have buyer's remorse because you thought, as Kish said, that Eater Food would have done better. So remember those three things. It says, vote for Kashaka.
Come on, say he can move mountains.
It is my turn to hand over.
Keep me in the valley.
You know, our leader, Dr. Godwin Friday.
Say it happy from
Listen to this. Dr. Godwin
awesome. Come on, stand on your
Friday.
feet, everybody. If you know
That
he's
is what
awesome,
his name says.
you're in all of
God
his grace,
wins.
you're in all
And
of
with
his
God's
goodness,
grace, we
you're in
will
all of his
win
mercy,
the next election.
you're in all of his provision.
He likens this to
He's
a
great and he's
relay.
greatly to be praised.
And he says, you run a leg and you pass the baton.
Hallelujah.
Well, I have run the leg. I have run the third leg. And I'm going to pass it over to the sports fund to run the fourth leg and to bring it home for St. Vincent and the Grenadines and for Western George.
Come on, say he can move mountains.
I want to say something to Shaka. Shaka, you have a team behind you. A team who works with me.
Come on,
a team of long-standing, dedicated,
You're in all of
loyal
his grace, you're in all of his
workers.
goodness,
Cherish them.
you're in all of
I
his
can
mercy,
tell you, I don't want to
you're
name
in all of
names,
his
they know who they
provision.
are. And with a team like that, you are
great and
bound
he's
to
greatly
win.
to be
And it's
praised.
my turn now to pass the key over
Hallelujah.
to Shaka.
Come on, everybody, lift your hands as we lift our voices. Come on, say, my God is awesome. Come on, say, he can move mountains. Keep me in the valley. Come on, say it, hide me from the rain. That's it. My God is awesome. Come on, heals me when I'm broken. Strength where I've been weakened. Forever he'll reign. Come on, you got it. My God is awesome. Come on, say, he can move mountains. Keep me in the valley. Hide me from the rain. Has he ever covered you? Come on, my God is awesome. Heals me when I'm broken. Strength where I
Good night, West St. George. Good night, West St. George. Well, this is not my introduction, really. You know. I'm just handing over a bouquet of flowers to my esteemed predecessor, Mrs. Kebakers Batiste. On behalf of my executive, the people of West St. George, our party, and everyone here this evening, we would like to thank you for your dedicated commitment and service to the people of West St. George and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. You have demonstrated hard work, and hard work deserves to be complimented and rewarded. And this evening, I, on behalf of my team, we reward you for your excellent commitment to West St. George. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, a member of did you remember that during Kebakers' presentation, she said that West St. George has a resilient team, a hard-working, dedicated team. Another member of our hard-working, dedicated team is going to present a bouquet to Kebakers Batiste. You did an excellent job for us, but you know how it is. Life is like that. Has changes and stages. Pass the baton.
To a wonderful woman, a virtuous woman, a woman who represents us well. I want to present this on the behalf of West St. George. And I want to say thank you for giving us a young man that we can follow him and trend through the next election and bring it home.
Thank you. I really appreciate this. As I said, Shaka has a strong team behind him. He's bound to win. God wins.
And let me tell you, if it were differently, then the support would have been the same. Trust me. Ladies and gentlemen, after all those presentations, this is the moment we all been waiting for. I took this opportunity because I am from West St. George. And when I hear about rally around your candidate, that is what we did. And now I am so proud and happy to present to you, ladies and gentlemen, our friends from West St. George, our candidate. And trust me, if you're here, I tell you that we must bring home West St. George. Believe me. And the only how we can do it is when you go to the polls and you mark your ex, you and your family, for the New Democratic Party's candidate, Kashaka Cupid. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point, I give you the next parliamentary representative in the House of Parliament, soon to be called the Honorable Kashaka Cupid. Give him a round of applause, come on!
That I cannot see. Okay. Well done, well done. Good night again, my people of West St. George. Good night. The love that I have experienced growing up as a child and feeling the love from each and every one of you this evening, it nearly brought tears to my eyes. But because my character is strong, I rarely shed tears. But when I am elected as the next representative of West St. George, I will shed some tears. But tears of joy for my people, because we have been suffering for too long. Let me thank before I begin, let me greet my esteemed leader, the Honorable Dr. Godwin Friday, next Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Let me hear you. Vice President Major Sinclair Leacock, Vice President Nigel Naja Stevenson, Chairman Mr. Daniel Cummins, Candidate Fitzgerald Bramble, Conroy Huggins, Dr. Kisha Shallow, Philip Jackson, my sister Lavon Velox. Am I missing anybody though? I don't think so. No, I call Conroy already. Oh, Andrew. Oh, I didn't see Andrew this evening yet. A good evening to my brother and colleague, Mr. Andrew John. Next representative for South Windward. Now, this evening is a special moment for me. My political journey has been a challenging one. And before I get into that tonight, let me thank my West St. George executive for the hard work, especially the chairman and his team for the hard work they have done in preparing this office to ensure that it is up to the level which is required to house us and house our meetings and where we could engage our constituents on an everyday basis. This office was earmarked by yours truly, and it was earmarked for historical reasons. Now, their previous candidates who had offices
right here at this same location. The late Sister Yvonne Francis Gibson, she had her office here. But prior to her candidacy, the former Honorable Mr. Marcus de Freitas, he was the first representative for the NDP, and his office was here as well. And Mr. Kingsley Lane, his office was also here. So tonight is a historical moment for myself and the party as well, where our tradition bears fruit this evening, and it will bear fruit on election day. And we can only attain that with the help and support of our people. Now, let me begin. My people of West St. George, this evening I stand before you not just to speak and allow my words to transmit, but to connect with you, to offer a message of purpose and one of hope. Now I'm going to give you a brief description as the person who is standing here before you and who will be your next representative in this constituency. Now, my predecessor would have said to you, Kashaka Cupid, but my mom and father, they named me after, we had African names, my other siblings and myself. And the meaning of Kashaka is friendly. I know you all may not know that, but the meaning of Kashaka is friendly. And my other siblings and I, we have shortened versions of our names because, you know, African names are generally difficult to pronounce. When I was in school, people would call me Kashaka or Kashaka. But I would say to them, say Shaka. Very easy to pronounce and to call. So most of my friends, my relatives, and the community of West St. George, they know me as Shaka. Now, I was born in Fountain. Many of you may not know that, but I was born in Fountain, right next to the White Bridge down there. I spent my earliest days there. Then my parents moved along with my other siblings. Well, it's dark now, so you're unable to see it. There's a greenhouse just to the angle where I'm pointing, the Ambroses house. I spent 3 years growing up here. Now, after I spent 3 years there above the ball ground, my parents decided to build their home. And we traveled and we located to Top Belair, just before the old bridge. Many of you may know the bridge that is constantly being eroded at this particular point in time. There is talk on the other side that they have plans to do the bridge. But the truth of the matter is, the only reason why they're doing the bridge is only because I live close to the bridge and I am the candidate for the NDP. That is the only reason why they have plans to do the bridge. Now, I'm the youngest of 3 children. And my parents were 2 dedicated civil servants, as Kay said, who taught me the values of hard work, dedication, and community spirit at a very early age. My parents made sacrifices to ensure my siblings and I received a strong but balanced education. I always had interest in sports, and during my years in the community, my sporting prowess developed. There were numerous times when I would come from school, after I finished school, I would engage in the community, especially the Gome Methodist School, a number of my friends, where I built lifelong relationships. Now, my education started at the Belair Government School. And after about 3 years, my father had the opportunity to transfer from a teacher to the Ministry of Social Development. And it's during that time where he developed a relationship with our former representative, Miss Yvonne Francis Gibson. Now, Miss Gibson was a true nation builder and a community activist. The road in which I currently live, that is an example of community work. And that is on behalf of excellent work from my father. I have to give him his flowers this evening. Excellent work from him, being a true community man as well. So that road was a byproduct of Mrs. Gibson's tenure. Now I have said this, I have said that to say, I am a son of the soil. I'm unborn here. I don't generally speak dialect, Me grow up here. Me a one of you and me live here. So there's a true connection between Kashaka Cupid and the residents of West St. George. So because of the strong foundation my parents gave me, I have grown into a successful professional. But more importantly, I have grown into a man with a heart for service. And I am here, ready and willing to serve you, the people of West St. George. My people, I come from a loving home. My parents have been married for 49 years, and this year would be their 50th wedding anniversary. As a matter of fact, their anniversary will be in November. And there's no better gift that I could give them, along with the people of West St. George, by electing me as your next representative. Now you may wonder, why have I decided to run? Now I have heard the voices of the people. I have heard the cries of the people. I have felt the struggles and the hardship of the people. There are too many families struggling. There are farmers who are struggling as well. Young people, the unemployment rate is astronomical. It's about 40%. That is not good enough. And imagine, these people want another term on top of that. Could you imagine? The unemployment rate would actually skyrocket from 40% to 50%. As my colleagues said earlier, this government is primarily for friends and family. We in the NDP, we are not like that. We are for every single Vincentian. Now, I have taken this bold step to offer myself in service. Now, why do I say bold? We know the political landscape currently. Once you're not for them, you're against them. And once you're against them, they will victimize you. Wicked government. Now, we have seen the first-hand victimization right in our very own party. My good friend Adasabash Thomas is a prime example. He contested a number of years ago. And rather than amending the law, this government fired an educator. And they are talking about education revolution. Who they think they're fooling? Who they think they're fooling? These guys are not serious about education and educational development in our people. These Bash, along with the late Elvis Daniel, and I'm sure there are others who I may not call. Right? Oh, Elvis Johnson as well. Now, recently I had the honor and distinction of attending the former minister, late minister of South Central Windward, Mr. Alan Cruikshank. And during the eulogy, Mr. Simeon Green mentioned the manner in which our late Honorable Alan Cruikshank had to suffer on behalf of this government, this wicked government. This is a man who had given countless service and sacrifices for his country and his constituency. But rather than granting him early gratuity, they refused while he and his family suffered. Under an NDP administration, that will not happen. I'm coming home. But I could only come home with your help. Now, recently, a bill was passed. And the bill gave civil servants, well, certain civil servants, the opportunity to contest election. Right? And unexpectedly, the big man probably didn't know the caliber and the quality of the candidates for the NDP. He thought he was doing us an injustice. But we both are googly on him. We caught him playing down the wrong line. He was in parliament saying, oh, I want Kashaka Cupid. I mean, come on. Well, they say you have to be careful what you wish for in life, eh? So, now, there are two other candidates. Apparently, he had up his sleeve. And recently, those candidates were reassigned to various departments. Now, we see why the public service is so unproductive. I had a conversation with a colleague last night. This person recently completed a master's degree. And she said, you know, I completed my master's and there's no sense of achievement, really. And when you really put things in context, right? Now, this is somebody who has gone and made a sacrifice to attain higher education. Now, this is somebody who should add value to the public service, okay? Now, when persons are demotivated and uninspired, what does that you expect? That person would lack production and they would be unproductive as well. And under an NDP government, we would set that right for public servants, along with this vaccine mandate. We will put that right for the people. No, I might be here all night like Fitz said, you know, but Ollie, bear with me. Now, the condition of our roads. Now, in our own West St. George, there's a number of road rehabilitation projects occurring. All of a sudden, the place has gotten busy. Things happening in West St. George. Now, if you notice the contracts that have been given out, the contracts are only given to a few party loyalists. Look at the sign over there. There's another sign at the junction for the Gome Methodist School. Those signs are given to party loyalists and party friends. Under an NDP government, that will not happen. One set of people eating the food in this country, and this will not happen under an NDP administration. I can guarantee you that. Unlike the other fella who is afraid to speak up and stand for principle, Kashaka Cupid, would stand for principle under an NDP administration. If you see wrong, you call it wrong. As supposed to say, me not left me mouth in me mama. So a lot will change under an NDP government. We will build a better, fairer St. Vincent and the Grenadines, where jobs are created and workers are paid fairly. Now, we are one of the lowest paid countries in the Eastern Caribbean. Persons are qualified, some of them overqualified, and they're still struggling to make ends meet. I mean, Really and truly, that the math's not adding up. Now, let me give you a prime example. I go away to study. I borrow X amount of money, say 100,000 to pursue studies. I come back, I face with my loan and my interest rate. Now, the only promotion or the advancement that person receives is a graduate allowance. This allowance alone cannot compensate for the interest on the loan in which you pay. Okay? Now, if I have a family, starting a young family added to that, that puts me under considerable pressure. My people, we feel any squeeze in this country. Their lack of job opportunities, and we need to be paid properly for our sacrifices in which we made. By furthering our studies, and under an NDP administration, we will ensure our people are rewarded for the sacrifice they make by studying and investing in their skills. Now, under an NDP government, we will continue our economic growth. Currently, you heard Dr. Shallow spoke about it earlier. We are so many years behind our neighboring islands. So many years. If you add them up together, probably the other 3 other islands, you might score a century. We are so far back behind. And when the NDP gets into office, we have a lot of work to do. But we cannot do it alone. We intend to depend on the people to work hand in hand with us together. Under an NDP government, crime would be tackled head on, and our people in our communities would feel safe. Now, recently, I heard a guy was gunned down just after attending his father's funeral. Crime is on an increase in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And, I mean, this doesn't really happen overnight. Now, there's a direct relationship between crime and unemployment. Okay? Now, a high rate of unemployment complements a high crime rate. There's a direct correlation between the two. Our party, we realize a lot of criminal activities are committed by our young people. And we are going to target our youths. The devil finds work for idle hands, and we are going to actively engage and pursue avenues where our young people can engage in positively. For example, and I will get to that a little later. Sports. Sports complements youths. Youths like to engage in sporting activities. We all know that. And this government, they have no plan for sports, as we all know. Right? And if they had a plan for sports, I could bet any money, the crime rate would go down. Now, all they're concerned about is, we're going to develop some facilities. But you know something? Let me tell you something. They are not focused on the most important product that we have, our human resources, our people. There's all this government talks about, I'm going to build this, I'm going to build that. What about the people? After 25 years, they have forgotten the people. They have forgotten who put them there in the first place. And you know something? Now is the time to vote them out. Now our healthcare needs to be improved, not neglected. Look at our healthcare system. Now the Belair Clinic was relocated recently to the Daphne Community Center. Earlier in the week, the community center had no water, and nurses and doctors had to return home. But you know something? Their tanks stationed at the Utley Hall Marina. I'm not sure if they're still there. But they were stored there months ago. And rather than putting them to productive use, the government has decided to leave them there like some white elephant. Under an NDP government, we will not mismanage our resources. We would maximize our resources and our potential in our people. Now, our people want care. We don't want a leaking hospital. Now, this, as I said, this government is so focused on buildings rather than building up our people that they have dropped the ball. And now is the opportune time for us to capitalize on that as a people. And as I said, vote them out. Now, I come into my opponent. Well, they say if you have nothing to say nothing at all. But I'm going to let his actions speak for themselves, or lack thereof. As Maya Angelou said, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Now, this is a fella who declared his primary objective to enter politics is to eat a food. Eh? But you know something? The man made that declaration, but still yet he won. So, as Kay mentioned earlier too, we have an opportunity to correct that wrong, put things right, and vote Kashaka Cupid and vote the NDP in West St. George. We have the perfect opportunity to put that right this evening. So we're starting this evening. Now, the man not only eating a food, you know, but he falling asleep in parliament too. Now, when he should be standing up and fighting and advocating for his people, the man falling asleep after eating too much food. But you know something? We go deal with him. We are going to deal with him on election day. Now, the truth of the matter is there's a disconnect between him and the community. There must be a disconnect because, I mean, if your goal is to eat a food and you're grabbing up everything that you could see, and you're leaving your family and your constituents and your friends hungry, what you expect? People go turn on you. They must turn on you. Now, a long-serving teacher and a former principal of one of our highest quality schools when it comes to education. As Fitz said earlier, the man has been reduced to a junior minister. Now, let me think about this logically. Now, if his own leader has no confidence in him, how can you expect the people of West St. George to have confidence in him too? You can't have confidence in a junior minister. And to further add to that, let me make this clear too. Philip mentioned the sacrifices him and I are currently making as young professionals, right? Now, we didn't wait until retirement to enter politics. We decided to make this sacrifice to our people. We put people first. We didn't put self first. We put our people first. That is why we offered ourselves as candidates. Now, to compound the situation, not only being a junior minister, but the Ministry of Education is in a total mess. Recently, there are termites at the ministry. There are dogs and fleas biting students at our top secondary school. Well, there are students of the girls' high school. They may not even experience the quality of education and the bonds they at a public building in which they could develop relationships with their peers. The girls' high school has been under construction for the last 4 to 5 years. And I mean, come on, as Minister of Education, you need to do better. You can't see these things going bad and sit down and do nothing about it. You ain't leave your mouth in your mouth. Oh, so it seems. No. Here, let me come back to the teacher now. Now, we have 5 years to prepare for CXC, our CXC examinations. And with the education revolution, you don't have to pass in order to be promoted. You could receive something called a conditional pass. Now, the current rep, the man had 4 years to engage the constituents, engage his people, connect with them on a personal level, but no. All he does, he drives through the back road behind there, by Vinlek. They say that is King's Highway coming up to the back there. That's the first piece of road he fixed when he got into office, eh? Okay then. Now, for the last 4 years, West St. George was like a white elephant. Nothing happening. Nothing at all. All of a sudden, you see road fixing, this and that doing. Now, hear what the man want from us. He want us to give him a conditional pass. No, but we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. On election day, we go deal with him. My people, you deserve a representative who walks with you, who listens to you, and who fights for you. Someone who believes in the strength of our people, especially our farmers, and the talent of our athletes, and the power of our youths, because the youths are the future of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And we, in the NDP, we are going to prioritize our youth and youth development. Now, my name has been called so many times here, I don't need to call my name again. And one thing I must tell you all, I believe in the people of West St. George, and I'm ready and willing to serve you. So let us rise together. Let us restore hope. Let us rebuild West St. George, and our future can only be so positive under an NDP administration. So my people, the time for change is now, not tomorrow. The time for change is now. We're starting change tonight. We're turning up the heat on them. Now we cannot achieve change if we continue to do the same thing over and over again. We need to do things differently. Simply speaking. Now, they say if you do the same thing over and over again and you expect different results, I mean, it ain't adding up. So, as somebody says insanity, I didn't want to say so. And I know our people smart. Our people are very smart people. So we are going to change what we currently get in. The poor administration performance, we are going to change that by voting them out from tonight. So let us rise together, my people. Let us build a future that our children will be proud of. Let us walk boldly into a new day with courage, with unity, and with unshakable belief that we deserve better. Now, I'm not just coming to you as a candidate, but a son of the soil, a neighbor, a fellow constituent, a friend. I come with one simple message. There is hope. And there is hope in an NDP administration. Now, West St. George is a place of strength, talent, and tradition. Our fields have fed generations. Our athletes have inspired us with pride and passion. This is a community rooted in hard work, driven by determination and bound by love for our land and our people. But too many of us have started to lose hope. Hope that our children would find jobs here. There are a number of people migrating for better opportunities. Under an NDP government, we will create the opportunity for you where your people could stay, our people could stay here, build a future here, build their families. We have hope that our young people would have opportunities through sports, education, and skills training. Hope that our voices will be heard and respected. I am here to tell you tonight again, hope is not lost. And you have hope in the NDP and our 15 candidates here this evening. I see greatness in West St. George, my people. I see young people with raw sporting talent. I see farmers with unmatched knowledge of the land. I see mothers and fathers working day and night to build a better life. I see a community with spirit, resilience, and potential to do great things. What we need now is a government and a representative who believes in that potential, who will fight for it and invest in it. And that is what I am offering you, my people. Under my leadership within the New Democratic Party, we will empower our farmers with access to better tools and training so that they cannot only, they cannot just survive, but they will thrive under an NDP administration. Enough is enough, my people. I don't know how much more we could take. We will revive our community sports by investing in playing fields, facilities, youth programs to nurture the next generation of athletes. We have a youth empowerment program where we would promote our athletes and we would finance them. Now we need to invest in grassroots programs. Now let me just touch on the community-based sports. Once in a time, before this ULP administration got into office, community groups are very vibrant and active in West St. George. There were community groups such as TBPO, well, that is currently active, Belfongo, which had to be revived recently, Duesco, ASCO, most of those community organizations are not functioning. And it has been willfully done by this current administration. They do not support our community groups. Now, my good friend and colleague, Major, always advocate for the Constituency Development Fund. And if there was a Constituency Development Fund, the representative could actively engage constituents, hear their needs, hear their concerns, and address them in a meaningful way. We in the NDP, we would ensure there's a constituency fund where elected members would be given financial resources to implement projects and ideas with their people in the constituency. So you may say the other side has an unfair advantage. But let me tell you this. We have the majority support of the people. And once we continue on this trajectory, we are going to form the next government. And we can only do that with the help of our people, my people tonight. We can only do that with the support and help of you. Now, an NDP administration, you know what we will do? And this is fundamental. We'll put our people over politics. That is the way in which we will govern under an NDP administration led by our esteemed leader, Dr. Godwin Friday and his team. We will ensure that no matter your party color, you have a chance to succeed in your own country. Currently, not many of us have the opportunity to succeed in our very own country. And under an NDP administration, we will do so. This is the hope I bring, not empty promises, but real plans rooted in the needs of our community. I will work hand in hand with you. I will listen to you actively. And I will act on your behalf. And I will never forget where I come from. Because I come from here. I come from West St. George. So my people, I was born in Fountain, raised in Belair, and shaped by this community. I've walked the same roads as you have. Played on the same fields as you have with my cricketing peers. And share the same struggles as you have. I am not above you, my people. I am one of you. And so I ask you, let us rise together. Let us restore hope. Let us plant seeds of opportunity that will grow into a brighter future for every man, woman, and child of West St. George and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I am Kashaka Cupid, and I'm standing here for hope. I am standing here ready to serve you. And I'm standing here ready and willing to take West St. George forward. Let's make this journey together. Let's build the future our children deserve. Thank you. Let's make history together. And let's remember on election day, Cupid cares for West St. George and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Let's get it done. I love you, my people.
Come on, give the brother Kashaka Cupid a round of applause, please. Come on. Thank you, Mr. DJ. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, a member of our, as a matter of fact, he is the campaign manager of the West St. George Constituency Council and this candidate. He would like, on behalf of the council, to present him with a token. Whatever is in the box, I don't know. Come on, give the campaign manager, Mr. Hope. You notice you were talking about hope all the time. Give Mr. Hope a round of applause. Come on. And as a matter of fact, you see this concept that we came up with, that Cupid cares? All of this was done by him. Let me see what's in the box. Wow.
A pleasant good night, West St. George. NDP supporters. My task is simple. On behalf of the West St. George Constituency Council, the women, the youth, and all the well-wishers, we want to celebrate with you on your launch of your office and also on this journey that you've accepted. Congratulations, Kashaka.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Hope. And boy, I want to tell you who Mr. Hope is. You'll find out soonest, or sooner than later. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, Kenny gone home now. Kenny gone. Kenny gone home. Kenny over there still. No, I can't believe this. I can't believe Kenny's still over there. Kenny, I am not giving you any more jokes. So let me hand over the microphone to Iel. Iel, you think I should give Kenny any joke?
Yeah, give him the last one.
Okay, Kenny, boy, it's because of you and my wife, they're shaking chair and say yes, give one. All you hear is, a 65-year-old woman dropped down. When they checked, she had heart attack. So she go hospital. While she in the hospital, she was in a coma. After about a whole month in a coma, she wake out. She coma. And then she heard the voice of the Lord saying, I don't want to take you now. I am going to give you 30 more years to live. So you choose how you want to live it. So the lady sprang back to reality. Here she, well, if we got 30 more years to live, let me live this to the fullest. So she sent for them people who do liposuction. She suck out all the fat out her belly. She sent for the man who does do all them bleaching cream and so on. She turned white like milk. Next thing, she sent for one of them people who does bring back your face look young and nice. All that because she richer. Next thing, she sent for the people them to do makeup and all kind of thing, and she do everything. So when she finished all that, she said, I'm leaving the hospital now because I got 30 more years to live. When she come out the hospital, crossing the pedestrian crossing after the hospital, an ambulance come, picture, boop, up in there, she dropped down dead. When she died now and she died, for go meet the Savior. When she listen here, God talking to, she say, hello, I'm here. Here, but God, you tell me that I got 30 more years to live. I do everything, and you still make the ambulance knock me down. God say, me couldn't recognize you. I want different body you be. If you be recognized, me not let us save you. But you understand? Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Iel Adams. Come on.
All right, that was Maurice. Well, we are coming down, but we're not finished as yet. But St. Vincent and the Grenadines, you know, we're at a crossroad. We have a leader of the country who has whose muscles and so have become feeble, and his bones has become brittle, so he can't run no single. So we need a leader who is fit morally, fit physically, fit mentally, fit educationally, and every other way to take St. Vincent forward into the 24th century. So people of West St. George, put your hands together and help me welcome our leader, the next Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dr. the Honorable Godwin Friday.
All right. Thank you so much, DJ. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This has been a fantastic evening so far. And the hour is late, but I know that you feel nourished from all that you have heard here tonight. The wonderful speakers, starting with Sister Lavon Velox, Fitz, Philip. You heard from your candidate just now, Cupid, the man of the hour. All year on, you heard Dr. Shallow. Brother Igal nearly bust up the place. Esteban, our young youth leader. But you know, we have been going all over the country, having meetings. We were up by Chevron last Sunday for the wonderful conclusion of our cricket tournament. That was a fantastic event. It was like a West Indies cricket match concluding. So many people out there. And then, of course, we went down to Rose Hall. We had the meeting down to the opening of Dr. Shallow's office. And then on Thursday, we had a fantastic time under the Amatrin Beck. I want to thank everybody who came down on the boat ride and gave us so much love and support. And we're here tonight. And tomorrow we're in Barley, and we're all over the place. And the reason we are doing this, my dear people, is because, as one of the previous speakers said, our country is at a crossroad. We're at a point where we cannot afford to let this opportunity to bring change slip from our grasp. And so for us in the New Democratic Party, we understand the importance of the moment. So what we have been doing over the past several years, but more particularly in the last several months, is heightening our preparation to make sure that you have the best candidates possible to run for the election. To make sure that the people understand what the plans we have for the development of this country, having studied the problems that are confronting us. It is clear for everybody to see that St. Vincent and the Grenadines is on the wrong path. That things are falling apart under this present government. The local private sector, especially the contractors who work for government, they're trying to put them out of business because they're not paying them when they owe them the money. How can our local business people survive and thrive? And without them, the country cannot survive and thrive. So our plan in the New Democratic Party is to change all that. I gave the contractors this promise that within 28 days, every month you have to pay a Vinlec bill. Every month you have to pay your water bill and your phone bill. So why is it when somebody work for you, you don't pay them at the end of the month? If they're contractor, anybody else you're paying. So we give you this promise that for most of the contracts you do, that you will get paid within 28 days. And that way you can plan and you can pay your staff, you can pay your bills, and you can survive. That is an NDP promise. It is not just because we love contractors. It's because it is good for business in this country. And it is good for the health and wealth of our nation, which is what we need to create. We have plans in store. You've heard the speakers before, and I'm not going to go through them in detail. But understand this, when I tell you that we are at an important point in the history of our country, to take it seriously. So what we have done is we look at the problems. We say, what do we need to do? We need to develop the economy. You can't beg and borrow for everything. You have to create, and you have to create the wealth for yourself. And so what we say is that we're going to rebuild our agricultural sector. Not the same way we did it in the past, but to make it more productive and efficient. We're going to create and rebuild our blue economy, that is fishing, the whole marina, and the yachting sector. Very important for creating jobs. And we're going to do that with tourism. We have here in this country, they built one hotel in 25 years, and they're telling you that they're making great progress. Go and see what's happening in the other countries around the region. When we make one step, they're making 4 and 5. So we have to come into office to accelerate that process, to make it move faster. So create jobs for our people and business opportunities for our local business people. And the new economy that involves the handicraft industries, information technology, sports, the creative industries. We have so many talented people here, but no infrastructure in place to take them from the level of craft and culture to the level of business and earning and making a living from your craft and your skills. That is what we're going to do, create an environment in which those persons can also earn a living doing the things that they love to do. Won't we all like that? So we have been bringing this message all over. And the team that I have put together include the best people who are in the best position now to, on day one after we form government, to run ministries and to deliver on the promises we made to the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Not one man running the show. And one man can't run the country forever. Come on, we have to understand that. You can't run the country forever. They told you, Bacchus, that she passed the baton to Shaka. That is how you're in a race. You know, politics, I draw the analogy. We ain't running a marathon. Nobody had time for that. It takes too long. It is not a sprint either, because you run fast, but you don't get very far. This business of government, it is a relay that you have to hand off to people at the next stage so that we can keep moving faster and faster ahead. You have one man, he want to run 2-leg and 3-leg. He want to win the whole race. And he might finish it, and he can drop down when he reach the line. But he might finish it, but everybody else, they done gone home. They done create, they're doing something else, while St. Vincent and the Grenadines still catching up. It is time for us to change that. So here's what I'm telling you. We have the economic plan that is going to create jobs. We are going to bring money into this country. When they hear people talking about all these fancy ideas about the rights of citizenship and the heights of citizenship, I said citizenship has to put bread on your table. It has to feed your children. It has to give hope to the young people of this country so that they say that they can find a life and a living here in beautiful St. Vincent and the Grenadines. That is what I want to create in this country. And we can do it because we have the plan in place. But more importantly, we have the team. We have, as somebody said, Fitz, I said earlier on, we have the dream team. And Kashaka Cupid is part of that team. He's a man, as you heard from previous speakers, and he has told you himself, who has put his heart into this. He has the skills necessary to represent here in this constituency, but more than that, to contribute nationally so that we bring to bear talented people with experience who can shape the policies going forward and who can execute them in a way that creates opportunity and wealth for the people of this country. We cannot continue to be in St. Vincent and the Grenadines always at the back of the line when it comes to job creation and wealth and happiness and enjoyment. And when it comes to rape and crime, we are always at the front of the line. What happened? We blighted? We are not. We are a blessed nation, as we have said over and over again. So let us live that as though it is our creed. It is our right, our birthright, and it is our obligation to also to leave it to the generations that come behind us. We can't fail them. This is why this is such an important moment. There is a wind of change blowing across this country. That is the fresh breeze, the fragrant breeze that this new Democratic Party represents. And so when we go from village to village, it is with that hope and expectation that the people of the country will understand what we are about, because when they do understand what we are about, I have no doubt that they will support the new Democratic Party. So the wind of change that is blowing, let us make it stronger and keep it sustained by supporting our local candidates. Here in West St. George, it is Kashaka Cupid. He is the man of the hour. Give him your support, because I need him to be in cabinet. I need him to be around the table. So if somebody we can ask questions about things that he has expertise in, and he can provide that to guide our government going forward. I am not one of those persons who stand up here and tell you I know everything. My talent, if there's any, is that I bring people together trusting that they are going to be able to deliver for the people. That as a team together, our energy and strength and all of our experiences is much more effective than me standing up on a platform and trying to show everybody I'm brighter than them. I don't have to have that. I feel comfortable in my own skin. I know who I am. I don't need somebody else to tell me how bright and how pretty I am. It's nice when you say it, but I don't need it. What I want, however, is to convince you and to let you know that we have been working very hard to put together the team, the plan, and the resources to win the election. Because change is needed. And then on that day that we form government, life starts to get better for the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I promise you that. For all those people who are struggling with high cost of living, we will make things better. For those contractors and business people who are struggling because the government not paying them for the services, we will make that better. For the students, they heard Shaka was talking about the challenge of coming out of university having taken a loan. We will make that better. We have said that we will have loans, student loans that will be run by the special institution at 4 to 4.5% interest. We will follow through on that. When we said that, back in 2020, they said, no, this is NDP opportunism, it can't happen. Well, guess what? Last year in the budget, they put that exact same thing, 4.5% interest on student loan. What happened if they had done it 4 years ago? Think of the benefit that people would have had if they had the humility to say, this is a good idea, we are going to implement it. But no, they have to say, no, that's rubbish. And when they think nobody listening, they introduce it. But that is okay. We have a lot more of those good ideas to come. And we have said to them, when you find a good idea from the NDP, and there are many, implement them because they're better for the people of this country. I don't mind. We are going to be able to do it better once we're in office because we believe in it. So here we are at a moment when we have to make this decision. Elections is going to come this year. Don't leave it up to anybody else, particularly to the young people. Get registered. When the young people get an idea in their head that this is time for this government to go, and they register and they say, Friday, we're with you. They say, Shaka, we're with you. We want to bring a new future in this country. You heard Cupid, Shallow said earlier on, we are conceiving a country in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, not one that is behind in everything, that is backward in technology, backward in ideas, always looking down on ourselves and thinking we are not so capable of everybody else. We are more capable, or just as capable, of any of them. And so we want to liberate that. And the way you do it is, of course, to have a team and to value our people. To development is not about buildings. It's not about big projects. Yeah, they like to talk about big projects. They're going to dig a tunnel under King Garden for what, for God's sake? You know, they say they're going to build. They're building the port. Well, I don't know how that's going because it looked like it half a mash up before it's done. They build the airport and all of that. They're building big things. But how is it affecting the lives of people? How is it going to be integrated in making life better for people? I have said to you, they build the airport. I will make it work because it's your money that's in there. I will make it work. And the whole project that Mitchell and them built so many years ago and they mash up, I will make it work because it will create jobs for young people. Those are things that we need to do, and we have to have that approach. That it's not about me or them, it's about you. It's about making sure that we deliver for the people of this country who've been suffering long enough. So let's get this wind of change blowing throughout the country. I believe in the possibility of a brighter future in this country. But we only could do it if we do it together. So my dear people, listen. Together, we can make the change happen. That is a fact. Together, we can make the change happen. Gather up the courage and do what you know that you want to do. When you go to the polling station, nobody else knows how you vote except you and God. Have the courage to do so and vote for the change for yourself and for your children. The young people are fed up with politics. I don't blame them because the country has not delivered for them. But I am holding out hope to them, and I said, no, do this time. Let us do it together this time. Judge me not by their failures, but by my promise and the possibilities that you see in the team that I have put together. Give us your vote. Have confidence in yourselves, in our people to deliver us from the bondage that we are in and to bring a brighter future. So the wind of change is coming. It is blowing and it's getting stronger all over the country. Together, when the young people come and they say they want change, nobody can stop it. Nobody can stop it. Have the courage to do it. So, let us work together to make the change we need. I am ready to. My brothers and sisters, we've had a long evening, but it's been a productive time. I want to tell you, I am so impressed and elated to have Shaka and my team that I'm pretty sure that all the people here in West St. George are looking forward to having him as their representative. It will happen. Let's get it done. Thank you and God bless you. Get safely back to your homes this evening, and we'll continue this conversation as we go forward.
Come on, give our leader a round of applause, please. Come on. Dr. Friday, like Dr. Friday, what you have been doing at almost all of the office opening, that you're going to be part of the cutting of the ribbon. Or if you're not doing the cutting, then you're going to witness the cutting of the ribbon straight across. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the symbolic moments of office opening, where we're going to cut the ribbon and declare West St. George constituency office open. And let me make it known that this is not really the first that our West St. George constituency office has been opened. Has been done so numerous times. The latest prior to this one, it was Kebakas's office in the roundabout. Don't forget that. As it was in the beginning. And listen, we're not going anywhere after the cutting of the ribbon, no. We're going to party until morning. Tomorrow being Sunday, those persons who are Sunday worshippers, you can go to church at any time you want to. We ain't leaving here tonight until in the morning.
There will be no doom. Have pity on those whose chances grow thin. There ain't no hiding place from the Father of creation. One love. What about the one love? What about the let's get together and feel alright? I'm playing to mankind. One love. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright.
Glory be to the Most High God, hallowed be thy name. King of kings and Lord of lords, worthy to be praised. I ascribe to you dominion, power and grace. For all the years and years to come, you'll always be the same. It's me again, Jah, as I follow my...
I was going to say rain can't stop the activity, but we will say differently that we're hoping that rain would never ever stop. Don't forget that we still have a lot of food that you can nourish yourselves with. And we have quite a number of drinks and so on. And we're not going away anyway. Once the DJ plays some music, we're going to be here until morning. Trust me. But rain coming. Yeah, but it's still the rain. That don't the rain. Yeah, don't put it on. That did good. So those persons who want to take a peep inside the office, let me remind you that the office that is now open, it will be open 24/7 for persons who want to just find your name on the voters list, or you want to meet with the candidates, or whatever information you require as it relates to NDP. You can come to the office 24/7, and later on we'll give you the telephone number for the office so that you can contact your candidate at any time. Boy, we got, now that the rain subside, I think we have some more giveaways. Wait, so much, Lord. We have more giveaways. And it comes with the form of a question. Who was the... Who were the three persons that ran for election in West St. George in 1990?